welcome to the fourth race of the Bavarian Racing Challenge 1945 edition. This is Normal Vauxhall speaking, and with me there are two people.
It is Pyrlix from the Automation Forums.
And it's UltimateBMWFAN again.
Well, for this race, our car will drive on the Green Hell in Germany. Finally, they released us from England, where we're forced to race until the third race. Yeah. Now, let's take a look to this long and complicated track. What can you tell about this track, Roland?
Well, the track is located in the Eifel in Germany. I don't have the picture really. It's located in the Eifel. It's around 20 kilometers long.
Someone can turn on the light, please.
Yes, here are the lights. It's 12.8 miles long, or in normal volumes is 26 kilometers. We are not driving on the Grand Prix track, but we will drive on the complete other track. We have a ton of corners here, a ton of complicated corners. And yeah, we have just cleaned up the whole track after the race this evening, or this afternoon.
Yeah.
Because there was a bit of rubble after the 24-hour race here.
Mm-hmm.
So we just had it cleaned up and we can race again.
Well, what do you think about this track? I mean, everybody knows this track. I think everybody is following us, probably know perfectly this track, and maybe also they've simulated some race on it. But what are the places that you fear most for this race?
The place I fear most, I don't know, because it's a very long track. There are a lot of places to fear. I think cars with a high acceleration, high top speed will stand out between Döttinger Höhe and Tiergarten, where there's a long straight, which was a bit limited in the 24-hour race, but it is not limited in this race. And also interesting place is at Schwedenkreuz, between Flugplatz and Schwedenkreuz.
Yeah, that is terrible.
Also, I can quickly pull up the height levels of the Nürburgring to just show you what's interesting here. We have a huge pit, like right before Brettscheid, which is the lowest point in the map.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll drop there by 200 meters and then we'll go up again.
Yeah, I remember I think everybody have played with Gran Turismo more or less, but I remember there is a long piece of the track on uphill, and the engine is usually a little bit don't give the full speed don't accelerate as you expect.
Yeah, it's pretty much here you can see the Fuchsröhre where they write over the map, and Till-Bergwerk, which is up there. That's 5 kilometers around. It's only going down.
Yeah.
It's constant down, down, down. It's like that will be where actually the cars with a lot of grip can stand out. But then after this, they will be coming just up. So these cars will have a problem then.
I also think there will be quite an interesting wild card, or I think this track is quite a wild card here because we have two incredibly long straights, Flugplatz and that area between Flugplatz, and also Döttinger Höhe to Tiergarten. Those places are where the cars that have the most just brute power, lots of weight, they will catch up to the cars that are better in the corners. And so I think we'll definitely see cars slowly gaining on the heavier and less able to corner cars on all of the technical parts of the track. But then we'll see the just brute force of the more powerful cars come into play in those two main straights there.
Also, don't forget we have this huge downwards thing. Like it just goes down from Fuchsröhre to Bergwerk. So huge power is mattering there. It's like every car has the same chance almost. But enough of the talking. Let's take a look at the qualifying.
Yeah, let's take a look how it's gone.
And that are the old results. Why the old results? I don't know. That's
oh, what a surprise! The first two people.
Yeah, the memo wasn't coming through probably. So these are the results. This is a very wild difference between the first and the last.
Yeah, but I think these two names I've already seen on the top of the charts, the Bob Wiley and Absurdist.
Yes, these are the top two, which are like almost always on the top two.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good thing for them. It's a bad thing for the rest because
Yeah.
they are always down.
They're completely, yeah, there's a huge gap
Yeah,
between.
it's a huge gap. But
yeah.
let's begin with the times then. We have on the first place the Bob Wiley with a 10.190. Absurdist on second with a 10.495. Norman Vauxhall on third place with a 10.1282. And Leo with a 10.1338 on the fourth place.
On fifth place, we have Trackpad User with 10 minute 14 and .09. On sixth place, very close, Der Bayer with 10, 14 and 38. And damn close, it's Kill Robin, sub position with just 3 cents of a second. In eighth place, Taekwondo with 1 minute 15 and 91.
Okay. The drivers are already getting ready. They are already trying to get into their cars if they fit.
Yeah.
And let's take a look at the top 8 trump cards while we are here.
Not big revolution.
I think there's no revolution, no change.
Mhm.
We know these cars. It's like
Yeah, a lot.
I know this car. I know every car of here. So
Yeah.
we should not discuss too much about these.
Yeah, I don't think there is anything to say, but why my car was able to take the third place? This it's strange to me. I don't understand how it could be possible. I wasn't expecting a third place.
One thing to bear in mind about the qualifying results is a very easy thing. Also, like it just came to my mind, like these results, they may resemble what will happen on the track, but remember these times are on with drivers that are high on something we don't know. They're
Mhm.
driving the most best tires available and driving with like nothing on fuel, so they have the best conditions
Mhm.
there possible.
True.
It may change for a lot of these people.
Hmm.
It could also be possible that the Bob Wiley will crash or have an engine failure. Everything can happen.
Yeah.
Considering that, let's take a look. He has one of the low. No, he hasn't. These top two, they have a very low reliability, so
Yeah, true.
these can harm them on the very long straight.
Hmm. However, seems crazy. I was looking at the qualification, and it's very strange to see Strop and High Octane Love very close together.
Yes, it's something that, here that the last two. That's something that usually does not happen.
Well, I usually see High Octane Love in the bottom end of but not Strop. This
Yes,
is-
Strop usually is in the top, like at least top 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I think now they are ready to start.
Yes,
or is
I can
my-
see the marshals giving the signals, and they're off. Go, go, go! And we have a fantastic start already.
And
Yeah.
Leo, Normal Vauxhall, Bob Wiley fighting. And okay, now it's settled. Okay.
And we already have a
A
crash
first crash. Nice.
between the
Play
Let's
Noob.
Play Noob and the Duratec driver.
Seems quite small, however, just.
Already on the first kilometers.
Bob Wiley, what happened to him? He's a fourth.
Yes, he dropped to 4th place.
Yeah.
There you can see that the qualifying results do not resemble the real results.
Yeah.
Because
Leo now is second.
the drivers have a lot of more strength on them now.
And
Now we
seems
have to
so-
remember that there are 38 people on the track. So on this very narrow track, people will be fighting for places, so we might see a lot of crashes.
Yes, especially these parts here. It's all the old tracks here, they are very narrow. We are not
Leo?
on the
Mhm.
Grand Prix track, sadly.
Another small crash in the rear, the bottom end.
Between
Ta-
the totem
take-
and Strop,
take
and
a look
Strop
to
dropped
the
to
Brazil-
last.
Take a look to the Brazilian driver. He's keeping up Absurdist. He's keeping up very good.
Yes. And a driving error by Raymond.
Mhm. Seems that we already have two. On the top we have Absurdist and Leo, and then with a wide gap we have Normal Vauxhall, Bob Wiley, Trackpad User, and Der Bayer closing. Well, closing. in the same pack, and we have to move back from 100 meters more to find the next pack with
They
so
also they slowly reach the lowest point of the track, which is Bergwerk.
and then up made big mistake from Jen Jaft.
Here they are.
Very difficult to see. We are in our cabin and now the car is very far away. We cannot see very much.
We just heard over the over the radio that they are also already passing Bergwerk, and now it's getting up, up, up. So power is important now.
So we have a best sector one time by Absurdist and a top speed so far of
quite
Parallax.
Nice, my car is really fast.
Although we might see a change of top speed when we get to or
When we
to
approach
Döttinger.
Galgenkopf, yes.
Yes.
Now they're closing to Carousel.
Yes,
Very
they
interesting
are very
track.
close to the Caricola Carousel. And
See, Leo's keeping the pace with Absurdist. This is very interesting.
It's very close, and the gap
Yeah.
isn't changing at all. It's like constant gap. And Neof drive on to Cabos.
But do you remember which car have more top speed? Absurdist or Leo?
I think it was Leo. I'm not sure quite. Maybe Leo is in the chat and he can say something about his car. I think Leo had one. It was a 1 kilometer difference.
Crash. Small crash between Kubots and Neof.
Yes, again. I think just looked up. Absurdist is 1 kilometer faster. So not by a lot.
Oh, so Absurdist is a little bit more fast. So we are not going to see a big overtake.
Probably
of
not. Now they are in Brünnchen.
Well, we still have the Balthasar Automobiles car close to Absurdist, and we have Bob Wiley and Znopresk very close to each other. Track producer also. And then we have Derbayer. Oh, and there's a very big gap between Derbayer and Taekwondo, Dazazu, and Zubhokin and Genjaft.
A few more corners until the
another
long
Now the
straight
first
now.
ones are
Big
approaching Galgenkopf.
Big mistake from
Be
Taekwondo.
interesting
He
to
lost
see the top
4
speed.
place.
And they are now on the long straight.
Almost overtaken! Leo
Yes.
now's in front.
But it's
But
a lot of
Absurdist is closing in.
And
He's
closing
getting
Absurdist
close.
in front.
Yes, and he's overtaking him.
Take the speed and
But
the
Leo
speed
is getting faster
It's
again.
closing in.
again. No.
And that's
Now
Through the
impressive.
Another
Bliston
corner.
Bridge.
And look at the middle pack. They are accelerating. Perdix is at 185, 187 kilometers an hour.
I lost my third
Crazy
place.
top speeds.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I lost the third place. Zenoprex is in 4th place now.
Remember that this is not a downhill track, not a downhill section, so we won't accept high top speeds here. It's pretty much a 0 to 13 degree thing.
So now the things are more or less.
Oh, and Absurdist making a mistake there.
Yes,
Ooh.
a lot of mistakes in the first corner again in Hatzenbach.
But he didn't lose the place, even the mistake was big.
No, he did not.
And now they're again slowly getting in the high speed sections of the track.
The jump? No, nice.
Yes, now
Very-
through Fuchsröhre, and it's flat out onto Kallenhardt.
It's always nice to see this car jumping on.
Yes, it's always a nice sound, always from far away you can hear the thump.
Now braking hard for the corner.
Yes, now they are through Kallenhardt and Verseifen.
Couple of
I hope I
mistakes.
don't mess up the
No.
corners here. No, they're actually not. They are actually through Fuchsröhre now. That's my mistake, sorry.
Wow, I've lost a lot of. Well, now the third Bob Wiley is. I don't know if he's going to closing in, but the fourth driver, Normal Vauxhall, lost a lot of space.
Yes.
Mm.
There is a huge gap between Bob Wiley and Leo. It's 200 meters separating them.
Yeah.
will that ever be able to catch up?
I think it's just gonna be. I think Absurdus and Leo are going to be battling for the lead, and I think
Mhm.
it's gonna be quite close for third place. But I think unless both of them make a big mistake, I doubt that
Like I
the
did.
gap will get any smaller.
But also the Bob Wiley is closing in a bit to Leo. Not by much though. And we have another top speed by Perdix of 194.1. That's manically high.
Ooh, and the best first sector was set by Bob Wiley now, not by Absurdus. He
Oh.
is closing up.
He is closing in.
I was on the next checkpoint. I'm curious to see the gap in seconds between them. What happened to my car? Where I am?
You
20,
dropping.
24th?
Yeah, you made a huge mistake.
Yeah, but
You made a very
one-
big error.
Oh, Normal Vauxhall
And
babe.
Normal was
Oh.
out. Mechanical failure.
What happened?
Your engine dropped in Kesselchen, apparently.
Seriously?
Right before the Caricola carousel.
Seriously, no.
And we are taking the first kills in this race.
Sounds like someone needs to go check out that engine and see what they can do to improve some reliability.
Come on, it's not like it's so reliable. It couldn't be. That must be something else.
This track is taking a huge toll on the cars.
Yeah. And who paid the tolls? Me. Damn it. However.
We're not even racing 24 hours.
Yes, but then again, remember your driver made an error, so it could be part of that. Maybe he misshifted. We don't know.
Yeah.
Something like
He
that.
shifted into third instead of sixth.
I don't think the car had so many gears, but the worst thing is if he put the first instead of a third, and that will be a big
It
mess.
just will go rom plom 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 plom.
Yeah.
So now the top three is approaching slowly the Schwalbenschwanz.
Oh, and interesting, the gap between Absurdist and Leo has increased.
It has indeed.
Mm-hmm. And Bob Wiley have closed a little bit the gap, but not
Yes, now that
so much.
now that trackpad user's having a free site, he probably can
Small
gain.
crash. Error by Victory.
Yeah, and it crashed Taekwondo into Zaborkin. And another errors by Victory and Genjev.
Okay, we are back on the straight. And what happened? Nothing. Absurdist, take.
On
Wow,
Göttingen
there is a
Höhe.
big gap.
And will we see another car fail in this stint?
I hope so. Why only mine? Ah.
Yeah, whoever watched the 24-hour race, it was also a very interesting race this last evening. Also a lot of cars that were damaged there and crashed.
Hopefully we don't have any oil left over from
Yes.
that race.
Hopefully we don't have it, but we see a lot of errors, so there must be still debris on the track, which was left.
But
However-
we have a new best Sector 1, Sector 2,
and
and
Sector
Sector
3,
3
yeah.
By
times.
the Bob Wiley, so that means
Yeah.
that Bob Wiley will catch up
He is closing the gap. Now it's only 5 seconds, 5.8
and
seconds
he will
away.
get even closer.
I don't know
I
if
don't
in
think
one
that's
lap.
enough.
Yeah, I don't think in one lap could fill the gap, but we will take a look. After this stream, I'm going to talk with my mechanics and drivers because no.
And we are getting a lot of personal bests after the second lap. And here they are, finished the second lap. We are going strong now. Okay, we are having some technical issues. I don't get the radio of the drivers. Don't have the radio of the marshals. That's a big problem here.
We are blind.
There seems to be some issues with the timing screen at the moment.
Yeah. Ok, chiuso lo streaming, scusa.
So I think I have... And the Bob Wiley is out! Mechanical failure from the Bob Wiley.
Damn it.
He's stranded on the
He was
truck.
doing very well too. That bumps trackpad user into third place.
Yeah.
Another mechanical failure. That's... I think the journey has not stopped yet. There will be more mechanical failures in this race.
But this one thing I don't know is on the second stint the car will be back there, because I think it's the first time that we see mechanical failure on the first stint.
I think they have a lot of time now after in this. They have a ton of time now, because we don't know what mechanical failure we have. It may be the engine. It may be. It's mechanical. It can be everything.
Yeah. I don't know if they will race on the second race. That's my...
Maybe it's a small thing and they can fix it in the pits. Hopefully they can fix it in the pits.
I have to talk with my mechanics and tell to do all the possible things to make the car able to race back again.
And Leo is out. Mechanical failure by
Damn
Leo.
it!
Stranded on
Damn
the
it.
Caricola carousel.
Damn it, this... Damn. A lot of mechanical failure.
Another car is out. What is
Oh.
going on this night?
All in the first positions also. We didn't
These
see
people are
it.
driving too hard.
Yeah, probably, but... Two of the biggest car manufacturer here had big problem
Yes.
with reliability. Balthazar and Snowpress.
And now we have a huge gap of 1 kilometer between Trackpad and Absurdist. Will Absurdist be first in this race, or will he also have a mechanical failure? We don't know.
Everybody's hoping for... No, I'm joking.
Everybody's hoping that's... You can't say that, that's not good. And Matt MR2 is out too.
Ooh, another one.
Another mechanical failure. This track is making a lot of damage on these cars. We're having huge issues with the cars.
Yep, I have some problems, but
You do. That's not
a little bit stuttering, but I think it's just my screen having some trouble.
well, that sometimes can happen when the time is restarted, but that should not be usual.
Oh, it doesn't affect me so much, even because, well, if we don't have a break from Absurdist, more or less this first race is set.
Yes, this race will be set if Absurdist will not have a breakdown.
In the last 20 meters. Okay, finished. First place.
He
Absurdist.
is in first place now. That's nice.
And I think Trackpad user the buyer, they close each other. I don't know if there will be some. No. Second Trackpad user, third their buyer.
Fourth will be Killerop. I think that won't be changed. Fifth, Dezazu.
Mhm.
Sixth, Ruben SL. On 7th place we have Taekwondo, on 8th Zaborkin, on 9th Raziax, on 10th Les Bass. And then comes the 11th series with Quotex, Genjev, Vic Victory, Opposite Lock, Packbad, Merod, Purelix, Conan, 8PS, and the Let's Play Noob.
Maybe there's some overtake between Packbat and Merat? No.
Nope, that won't be it. I think that is settled already. Maybe the cars that are now on the Döttinger Höhe, maybe they will still able to overtake someone.
Yeah, ABS made a mistake and lost one place just at the end.
Yes, then Lotovan 21st, Cobalt got 22nd. And the Totem on 27th, New York City on 28th, Cabas on 29th,
Checkered flag out.
Blue Leg on 30th, Strop on 31st. And the checkered flag for High Octane Love and Quintus here.
And the first race is over.
Yes, the first stint is
With
done here.
interesting loss, I have to say.
Interesting results, interesting losses. We have 4 broken cars here with mechanical failures. The one dropped
Mhm.
already in the very first or very second lap. Sadly, Norman Vauxhall's your car dropped out.
Oh.
Can you imagine what happened there? Can you
No.
think about it? What happened?
I don't have any idea. Probably, I hope nothing related to the engine, because the pistons and the cone rods, everything was high quality material that we casted for this engine for the races. I don't think could be something like that. Probably we have put a lot of efforts on the car. I really cannot say what could be the reason of this breakdown.
I hope your pit crew can fix it. Do you think your pit crew has a lot of work to do now between the first and the second stint? Can they
Probably.
fix it?
I hope they'll, and I'm sure that they are doing everything to make the car running for the second race, because it was promising the third place in the qualification, and having this breakdown was a very big sad moment for everybody, for all the people that is working on this car, on this team. It's very sad to see these big results in smoke just for some kind of mistakes, some kind of error that, not error, but mechanical failure that we are just taking out. And there's one of my men that's bringing me a piece of paper now. Okay, seems that the front axle of the car.
Oh
So
shit.
if
So
they,
will,
yeah, if
will
they are
be
able,
able to fix it?
they are tell me that they're doing everything. They have the spare parts, so maybe they can fix it. I don't know.
I also
We will
saw
see.
someone from the pits of the crew of the Bob Wiley. They said to me that it's a small issue. It's just a brake pad in the drum brake that blocked the rear right. So it's a small issue, but a big effect on the car.
And this is from the Balthazar Automobiles. They said that. Wait a second.
Yeah, that's probably the Balthazar motors. So they are using high tech
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, they told me, yes, this is the. Yeah. They are telling me this problem was related to the carburetor. The vibration of the engine broke. Probably have some problem with the carburation, and they broke the intake of the fuel, something like that. So probably they've just to change the carburetor, and they are fine.
Hopefully it's as easy as that.
Mhm.
Also, Ultimate BMW fan has brought us news from the pit of who else failed? I think it was. Oh shit! Now I clicked the wrong thing. So it's from the pit of Matt MR2. So what have you brought? Oh, now he broke down again. Now I had to leave again. So it was probably just a minor issue. I think we should then start the second stint.
Let's see how it's going. I think better than the first one.
Yes. We have issues with the timing screen, so I don't know what's going on here. Strange issues today. And they're on the second stint now. With the reversed field. That will be interesting. And already a crash between Cortex and Razy X.
So everybody seems okay. My car started. Everybody started. Very nice. Good. Good to know. Okay, so Heichten Love in front. Strop very close. You get three
And
Raymond.
driving error by Cabas. A pretty huge one. But it
There
did
is a
not
lot of
affect his
movement in the middle. Let's take a look. My car is still on the. Okay, now it's overtaking.
And taking a look at the back, the Bob Wiley is already gaining like a
A lot
maniac.
of position, yeah.
Also, Upsets is gaining
27
like a
now.
maniac.
Absolutely is on the 23rd position now. Pirlix on the 21st.
Oh shit, that's low. And a crash between Laspas into Zaporkin. Also, a
lot
car
of
from
flying
Genjev is flying up the track. He's already at 11th place.
very close to battle on top for between Hayokin Lovenstrop and Rayman and Louis Lakia. 4 people are trying to keep the lead. Let's take a look how our heroes are going.
The pack is very, very close together.
The Bob Wiley he lost some places. Seems that he have problems to overtake people now. And Absurdist, where he is.
Yes, we are getting at the very,
20
very tight sections of this track.
Crash between...
And Duratec driver drove into Cabas. Why is he doing this? All these collisions.
The Bob Wiley also, yeah.
Don't you know that these paints are horribly expensive on these cars?
Another crash, truck producer, Cobalt Girl.
Yes, also the Bob Wiley dropped in places. He is now again at 30th place.
On top, in the first position are still there. Maybe we have Kubats that have recovered, maybe. I don't remember if it was in 5th position before.
It was Cabas always in 5th position.
Okay. Absurdist also, it seems that he having some trouble to overtake people. Ooh, what happened? A lot of change in position in the back, there is a lot of fight.
I think you definitely,
Ryman.
when you have the faster cars in the back, I'm pretty sure that there will be a few more collisions this time around, as we can see now, because for some reason there's it seems like the drivers are really in a hurry to get into the front, and sometimes they disregard the fact that the Green Hell is a very narrow track.
Yes.
And so there's a lot of fights.
There will be tons of fights and tons of collisions.
I really hope the new axle is working fine, because it seems that my driver have way to overtake Absurdist and Bob Wiley. Now it's in 23rd position.
Bob Wiley seems to have issues with his rear right drum brake, because he is still sitting at 31st.
If you have an uneven braking...
Yes, and I was just actually back from the Matt MR2's pit garage, and they've told me that there has been a mechanical failure on the suspension. They're not sure what part at the moment, but they know it's something to do with suspension, and handling has kind of not gone as well as they've hoped. It's just not there.
Yeah, you can clearly see it. He is in last place fighting all the time, so he is having issues.
Again, we are black. The view of the cameras going down.
Again, problems with the radio systems here. That weather seems not to be suited for this race tonight.
Yeah, the problem is the Green Hell is a very big track, so in 1945 we have the technology we have, and we have to rely on this technology. So after this long straight, what changed?
Actually, not a lot changed. Campus is now on 2nd place, fighting with Raymond for the 1st place. The back hasn't changed a lot. The Bob Wiley is still at 28th, and Killbob at 26th, Truck Producer 27th, and Absurdist 25. So the lower part is still a bit mixed up. We have Packbat now in 2nd, Campus in 3rd. Then we have High Octane Lawford in 6th place. That's a strange thing to see always.
Yeah.
But that's good for him, because that means this driver can actually drive.
Probably the best of the first race that he have recovered a lot of position is Der Bayard, and now it's in 11th position, and it was in 10th like some seconds ago, because and now it's 11, it's 12 again, but he have recovered a lot of position already.
The top 2 is
Oh,
changing.
Bob Wiley made another big mistake. What is it now?
Yeah, that is probably his drum brake.
21st
I
position.
definitely think that there will be a bit more of a mix of a result this race from race 2 because it's such a narrow track. Again, we've said this all the time. It's the Green Hell is such a narrow track that it's very tough to overtake on here, and if you do, there is a large chance of contact, which is why I think we might see, personally, my opinion is that we might see some interesting results from this race compared to all the others.
Look at the Bob Wiley's car. He's now in 14th position. He have made a lot of
Yes.
overtaking. It's going. They fixed the brake. I don't know what happened, but
Apparently they
Damn
fixed the
it.
brake, but he got the driver now is again
Damn.
driving pretty good.
9. It's slaloming. It's like he's doing a gymkhana around the other cars.
Yes, I think the problem with his drum brake are still existing, but the driver got hang of it now, so that's good. Right.
Possibly some brake fluid problems.
Here. Yes, that can be.
Big.
And on the top 10 we have Raymond, Free, Packbad, Cabus, Dirtag Driver, Zaborkin, Dillet's Play Noob, Marat, the Bob Wiley, Haitonov and the Totem. Then we have
the Bob
followed by
Wiley
the Bayer.
Is in the lead of the big pack, and now we have to chase and recover the first.
Yes, now he just has
Block
to
of the
gain about
7.
200 meters and he will be sure able to do that.
And I don't think it will take a long to recover that 200 meters.
We have Raymond 3 dropping down into
Yes.
4th now.
That's a driver mistake made by him, but he probably not registered as a mistake.
But is trying to overtake Zaborkin, and he did it.
Yes,
Look there, they started
the
to
Bob
run
Wiley on
like
3rd
hell.
place. Now he has just to get Packbad and he is back on his places where he belongs to.
And he didn't finish the first race, did he? Because of a mechanical failure.
Yes, Bob
So
Wiley had a problem with his brakes the last race. And a
Very
huge
interesting.
mistake by Genjeft.
he seems to have been making a lot of mistakes from first race and second race now. So
Yes, indeed. And the Bob Wiley is gaining on the top 2. He's getting closer
Closer
every
and
single
closer.
time.
Yeah.
And Norman Vauxhall crashed into Pyrlix. What's
Oh.
happening here?
Don't look at me.
Absurdus crashing into Kilrob.
That's
Oh.
something that didn't happen before. Someone crashed into Kilrob.
No, it happened before. I remember there was the second race on Brunzach, I think.
Oh, true.
Mm-hmm.
It happened only once.
Yeah, when he dropped the atom bomb he had in the roof.
And the Bob Wiley on 2nd place. It's a
Ooh.
very tight race between him and the Balkan.
Oh, an error made by Absurdist.
Yes. He is still on 14th place. Will he get again to his top 5?
Another crash between Leo and the Spas.
They're now on Pflanzgarten. Will Bob Wiley get him on Pflanzgarten? He's closing in.
I think
And right before... Is it? And yes, and right
overtaking.
before Schwalbenschwanz, he got him.
yes.
Yeah. Bob Wiley now have no one in front of him, and we probably start
And now,
to
right
build up.
after the Galgenkopf, he can do it flat out and he will be in 1st place.
Not a small crash
He
between the fire.
has a higher top speed, so he should pull out a bit of a
The
gap.
Balkan going to
Zaborkin,
first. The Balkan is faster on the straight.
That is fast also. Oh
Also,
yeah.
Packbad is gaining on him a bit.
Wow.
But there's
Taking
Wiley
back
is
again the lead.
very close between those two. The
And again.
and a change
and
again.
This
It's a
is
lot of
awesome.
slingshotting here,
Yes.
Yeah.
but it seems like Zeb Hawken.
And we have a
no,
mechanical failure by Strop.
Ooh.
Strop is out.
Zaborkin now is in 2nd place, and Bob Wiley 1st, 3rd Packbad, 4th Merati, 5th Let's Play Noob, 6th Kubas, 7th Arbaya.
So yeah, we've reached the end of that long straight. So I think the Bob
Yes,
Wiley
and-
should be increasing his lead over Zeb Hawken.
Also already got a memo from the Strop Racing Team, and apparently it's a total engine failure.
Ouch.
There has been a collision between a piston and a valve.
Ow.
Oh dear.
That's tough.
That is tough for the racing team. They probably will be able to fix it by probably taking out the
Next
whole
race.
engine and rebuilding it from scratch.
Mm.
And a crash
It
between
must
Volkswagen
look
and
spectacular
Red
too. Just like
Oh.
that 24-hour explosion of the engine where this huge plume of white smoke was coming out behind the M235i.
Yes, that
So
must
something
have
very
caused,
similar
That
here.
must have caused in this race. This must have caused a lot of problems for the drivers because they couldn't see it, and probably there's oil on the truck.
Yes, there must be a huge catastrophic engine failure must have leaked some sort of fluid.
Ooh, big
Leo
mistake.
making a mistake.
And we have a big mistake by Leo. And on the first place we have the Bob Wiley, followed by Zaporkin, followed by Packbell, the Merad, Let's Play, Noob Episodes, Cortex, the Biogenjift, and Raziax. And
And Raymond 3.
is out too.
Ouch.
Lots
one who
more
failed.
mechanical failures.
That's an interesting race with a lot of mechanical failures. Will we see more?
Huge spin. Duratec driver made a spin on the track.
Very lucky not
And
to.
also Dark Jedi, the Dark Jedi,
Also,
another
Dark
spin.
Jedi, a huge spin in.
I hope
think
it's not.
in Ex-Mühle or Verseifen it was.
I hope that wasn't
there be
oil
fluid?
up from Rayman.
Yes, maybe.
Yes.
Maybe Strop was leaking fluid already, and then he maybe damaged his car through that.
But luckily they seem to have got away without any damage. So,
Bob
Very
Wiley,
impressive.
second place. What happened?
Yes, the Bob Wiley dropped into second. What happened
500.
there?
I think there is another mechanical failure for him. He's losing too much time.
he is losing a lot of time.
I think it's a mechanic failure from the Bob Wiley. He is dropping a lot of places now. He's at 0 km per hour. He is out again.
Damn.
That is a disaster.
He is standing.
Another mechanical failure.
That is a disaster
Holy
by him.
moly.
That was completely unexpected.
I think they have not completely fixed the broken brakes in the rear. That is
That
very
is a
unfortunate.
disaster.
That's a disaster.
Yeah,
That's a disaster for the Bob Wiley racing team.
this is a race to forget for them.
They're doing so well too.
And now Absurdist again.
And now Absurdus is trying
Ah.
to gain. He is gaining, and we have Zaborkin on first place. Followed by Absurdus, followed by Parkbat, Mera, Telespain, Hook, the Bayer, Genjet, Kodak, Razex, and Killrop.
Let's take a look at the time. Yeah, Absurdist is the quickest on the second sector this lap. He's closing the gap.
Will we see another mechanical failure? It's the last lap.
Well, I'm very... I don't know if Absurdist have the time to recover and take the first place. Well, there's a lot
It's a
of meters between...
gigantic gap between
Yeah,
Zaborkin
20
and
seconds.
Absurdist.
No, 20 seconds.
I
difficult.
think that race is won for the Zaborkin. If he's not making a mistake
Any
or crashing
mistake,
somewhere.
obviously.
All cars seem yet to be driving. The marshals give the thumb up that this long straight on Dettinger Höhe is cleaned up. There was no fluid on the track apparently,
Yeah.
so they can flat out drive on the Dettinger Höhe. And I think Quintus is out. He is standing too. He is standing. Quintus is standing on the Hohe Acht. No, that's not the Hohe Acht. It's Wippermann. He is out too.
Another...
That's
ooh, yeah.
very interesting.
That's not a place to stand.
So it seems like the Bob Wiley and his team have already driven off the track.
Yeah,
Seems
they
like
didn't-
they're quite
They were-
far away from the track now.
They are not very happy about the result of this race.
Yes, this race has taken a lot of broken cars.
Mhm. And first place.
First place,
for
Zaborkin.
Zaborkin.
Congratulations to Zaborkin on this fantastic win in the Nordschleife.
And second place go to Absdist. Pakbat seems, yeah. Third, Pakbat. I can see anything
Also,
else?
I had a news over the radio. The complete drive shaft from Quintus' car was snapping in half.
Damn it.
Apparently, a driver has seen it. It was a mess behind.
Hmm.
And we have on the top 10 Zaborkin Absurdus, Packbat, Mera, Debbuyer, Genjev, Kordak, Zillispring, Raziax, and Killrob.
I have to say, this was one of the most sad, probably, race
Yes, it was
for
a
the
very,
teams.
very sad race. It
Yeah.
was a dark day for the Bob Boy racing team.
Mm-hmm.
That's
But not also for them. Well, they have the best. They have the worst luck. They
Yes.
totally have the worst luck. But
they were flowing out in both stints. That's unfortunate.
Mhm.
But
And they were doing so well on
Yes.
both of those stints too.
in both stints they
Mhm.
were like gaining and leading, but then it failed. So what's the moral of the story? If your brakes break, then fix them properly so they won't break again.
Yeah.
If your brakes break, you
Yeah.
can't brake.
Yes.
Yeah, and you break down.
Or they break so
Yes.
much that the wheel locks up and makes a huge mess.
So much pun.
Yes, no pun intended.
Yeah. So, this is the result
that's
of the second
unfortunate
race.
So let's take at the standings after this very eventful race.
Let's see if I can see.
You should be seeing.
It's okay. Now I'm receiving the standings. I hope so. It's upside down. Okay. Nope.
No, they are not the standings. I also
Nope.
have the wrong.
This is the note from This is the note from Baltasar Motomovace from last race. This is.
These
okay.
are here. They are here.
Good.
Right here.
So. Wow. I never saw. This is the first time I see Absurdist in the first place. Yeah.
Yes, he gained a lot.
Yeah. I can say that now that mathematically they've already won the first Bavarian Racing Challenge. So, congratulations.
Yes, we can make a quick comparison between the first.
Yeah, obviously. Well,
event.
And we want to remember that there's one more race, but you can strike out one of those
the worst.
one of those the worst result. And so definitely very good job by Absurdist throughout the first 4 events already.
Yes.
that
Fantastic job.
Even if the fifth they didn't show up, they will probably win.
So let's take a look at a comparison. So we have the standings from the last race and from this race. And we can see that the buyer gained a lot on the Bob Wiley.
It's menacing Bob Wiley now.
That means that if in event 5 the Bob Wiley is again having mechanical failures due to his brakes or something, or is driving worse than the buyer, then the buyer is on second place. The Absurdist is so far in front, I think nothing can touch him anymore.
No.
I think no one can touch this.
I lost some place.
Yes,
From
the
6th to 8th.
team lost a lot of places.
Yeah.
Killrob still strong on 4th place. Then we have Leo, who also dropped from 3rd into 5th.
Yeah.
Then we have Zaborkin, who raced a lot from 10th to 6th.
Yeah.
Trackbait user staying strong in 7th. Also Taekwondo staying strong in 8th place. Then we have Opposite Lock, who dropped to 11th, but Genjev who raced to 10th place. So we have a lot of changes after this race.
Yeah, this race was very, very shaking up the things.
Yes, it was a proper shake-up.
Mhm.
Like, it mixed the whole field.
But we still have to take into account that this is not going to be the final standings, because you can always strike out that worst result.
Yeah.
So we might as well see, at the end of race 5, we might as well see unofficial standings that do not represent the final standings.
Absolutely. But you can cancel 2 results, I mean the race 1 and race 2, or just one of the 2 races?
I'm not sure so far. I think we should.
Or if all the event, they will
We
be...
don't have the buyer here, so we can't ask him.
Well, I think on the forum will be pointed out how it works, even if, well, there is no big chance to be first now.
Yes,
We
but
want to
have.
make sure that the rules have been written in ink and someone has spilled some coffee on it, so which is why we are actually very unclear on that part of the
Yeah.
rules.
Yes.
It's not because we haven't read it clearly.
Also,
Obviously.
a very interesting thing is the places of between Leo, Zaborkin, and Trackpages are very, very close together. It's just a 1 point difference between them.
Yeah.
So we will see a change here for sure. So I'm talking about the next race, and this is the next track. This is the
Wow.
This is the Norrisring.
Still in Germany because that's close
Interesting.
to...
It's still in Germany. We won't move far away. It's just 300 kilometers around. We move from the Eifel to Nuremberg,
Mhm.
and that's a track which is just a city track. It's not a distinguished racetrack. It's temporal setup,
Ah.
so it's pretty much a natural track.
Mhm.
So we have a lot of straights here, a ton of straights, a few corners, and a lot of possibilities to overtake someone.
Yeah.
Yes, but also from watching DTM here at the Norris Ring, a lot of times we will see a lot of collisions in turn two uh,
Hmm.
in
In
that
the
very sharp
Grundig
hairpin
yes.
corner.
You can
Yes.
see it in this picture here. That's this
Yeah.
lower right picture. This is the Grundig.
Yes,
You can see how
definitely.
tight this is.
Yeah,
It-
especially the exit. The hairpin itself is quite wide, but then the exit is very, very
Yeah.
tight. And if we
Yeah.
have maybe two cars side by side, there's going to be some contact there.
Yeah, it's classic that on the first lap, the first tight corner, it's always a mess.
Yes.
And this
And
increase...
here you have like at least a 400 or 500 meter straight, and then comes this extreme hairpin.
Yeah, yeah. This is a crash fest.
So it's a very big combination of very fast straightaways and very, very sharp corners.
Mhm.
So it will be very interesting.
Yes, that will be
Yeah.
I think even more interesting than the Nürburgring, because the Nürburgring, while it has a ton of corners and it's an interesting track, it's just a very long track, and won't
Yeah.
see a lot of things happening. This
Yes,
track is small. We can see everything what's happening.
Yeah.
and there will be a lot of laps too on this
Mhm.
track.
Yes, just 1.3 miles or 2.1 kilometers long. So we will see a lot of laps here.
Mhm.
And I think we'll see a lot of the faster cars overtaking on the main straight. So that will be quite interesting to see compared to all of the other races, because this is quite a big shakeup too.
Yeah. It will be very curious to see the results in this.
Yes, that will be the most interesting,
Mhm.
one of the most interesting tracks.
Even because it's completely different from all the tracks we already seen, so a different kind of car will stand out.
Yes,
Well, I hope in
I
this.
hope you. Well,
Just-
it's extreme to say, but it will be interesting to see someone not like Absurdist or Trackpad user or Bob Wiley or Killrop or the Buyer or someone in this category of the last top 8.
Mhm.
But also, I think a few of these corners will have, especially turn one and turns two, that in between there, that very sharp hairpin, I think that will take a very big toll on the brakes. And so teams like the Bob Wiley will have to watch out for their drum brakes not to overheat or to, boil their brake fluid or whatever problem
Or
that
just
they've
let
had so
the
far.
pad break in half in the drop.
Yes, exactly.
So yeah, that's an interesting thing that can happen here.
Mhm.
Yeah, we have the long straight from Beutener Straße up to the Grundig-Kehre, so that will be interesting.
Mhm.
And we have to speed up very quickly and slow down very
Right.
hard. And so, with the cars that have a lot of brake cooling, I think that will benefit them a lot
Yes,
more.
no brake fading, almost no fading. That will help a lot.
Yes.
So, what should we say? We should be looking forward to this race. Also, a news from the Martin, or from the buyer, more to say.
Hmm.
The practice laps of the 1955 have started already. They probably will
Ooh.
release this evening, maybe.
Oh, very interesting.
So
Yeah.
we will see something interesting there.
We're going to see
Now,
a lot of Austin Healy like front
Yes,
cars.
just
All the same
I
car.
think just sprites and Heelys and
will we have coverage of this event happening?
I think not of the first practice event.
No.
Just a
But we
video
will.
which
There are
usually
informal races. They're just testing cars, so
Yes,
it's
yes.
not going to be the final.
the interesting things are then coming with the races,
Mm.
with the proper races, where they will be more interesting, because we have still drum brakes, but we have cars with wider tires, we have faster cars
Lighter
and,
cars also.
and lighter cars, or even heavier cars. That's also possible.
Yeah, true.
But there are some very quick lap times I've heard on the automation test track. People pulling 240s and even less.
You had of 240s, I had of 235s.
235s. That
No,
is ridiculous.
no,
Something
no.
in that
Can't
region
believe it.
is sub 240 for sure.
There is no way that BMC Motorsport will be able to compete with those times.
Not even the Banhammer cars will be able to compete.
Yeah,
That.
even Snowpress, I don't think we'll be able. I mean, we have so much to care about the market. We have a lot of models coming out now, and I don't think we have the time to focus on a small racing car for this second. It because also we have started with a big sedan in the first time, but when we started to see all the people going with very light cars, we dropped indeed next probably on the 1955 Snowpress will not race, but our parent company, the Blue Marlin Motori will race. So because they are more focused on the racing, I really hope they will be able to squeeze out some results. I hope better than the Snowpress is doing this, even if in this 1945 edition Snowpress is doing fine. Nothing to say about this.
So, do we want to talk, I guess, now that we're on the topic of BRC 1955? What about both of your team's cars? What about it do you want to share with us? Do you want to share what kind of spot you're focusing on? Maybe power, handling, speed?
It's how you laid out. I think it's a philosophy of everyone of the individuals. I think I'm more focused this time on better handling than on speed, because better handling will give you a benefit on every track.
Mm-hmm.
Because a huge car which has a 200 horsepower engine that will maybe fast, but due to its high weight, it will be shit at cornering and thus be very slow.
Yeah. I also am quite focused to have a very, very light car and try to have the most flat torque curve and a big plateau of power available for having a good engine. And I also try to make a small engine with higher RPM, and or also I've tried a big engine with low RPM, try to have a more flat power curve, but in the end seems to me at least that the smaller engine it's a little bit better. So it will be probably around 1 liter V8 engine, very high revving.
Interesting tactic.
Yes.
I think the BMC team has also gone with quite a light vehicle, but also we have quite low fuel consumption, so hopefully that lighter fuel load will benefit us.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've heard from Banhammer cars that their fuel consumption is quite high, or last
It
I've heard
is,
from their
yes.
car.
There was some notes that they're very high, have a very high fuel consumption. That is true.
Yes. So it might be interesting. We might see some cars with quite light uh, chassis and also quite low power, but also carrying a lot of fuel because of fuel consumption. So it will be interesting to see how the weight of the fuel affects those cars. Because we might as well see people testing cars in automation with optimal fuel load, but on the real world, in BRC simulations, we might see very different fuel loads being used on here and possibly some special surprises being thrown in. So
Hmm.
some wild cards of cars coming in.
Also, what's interesting is that we will have different tracks this time. Mostly different tracks. Like we don't have the airfield test track. We have now Monza.
Ooh. Ooh.
That's an interesting track.
Yes,
Yeah, it
Monza
will.
61.
This will help heavy cars, or most powerful cars, indeed, more
So
than the
we are
lighter one.
driving on the SOC. On the
Mm.
SOC
Single
track.
overhead cam.
So this is that's a also very high speed test track. So it,
Yes.
that might be interesting. I think hopefully those two tracks that have not been announced yet will have a few more technical aspects to it because so far it seems like the cars that are heavier and have more power might um, be ahead so far. So hopefully in the last two races we have some more technical tracks to kind of balance it out.
Hopefully we will see the Green Hell again. Also, although I think the Green Hell is with 3 laps a bit too short and boring, because that's a track which needs a ton of laps.
We can make a 24 hours
Totally.
on the Green Hell. Yeah.
I don't think cars will last that long.
We already
We
have
might
seen
need some.
so many mechanical failures after just 30 minutes of racing, and you want
Yes,
to make it
I think the Bob
a
Wiley racing
24-hour
team
race.
might. Yeah, the Bob Wiley racing team might have to improve on their car a little bit more.
There is a car revving out here.
That's pretty revvy.
I hope it's a car revving
So
and not
that's
knocking.
I will be totally looking forward to the BRC 1955.
Mm-hmm.
That's proper racing, proper competition then.
Well, I don't know if we have anything else to show this time because we already seen a lot of cars lately.
Yes, we heard of a lot of people, a lot of cars. I think that was it for tonight. So
Yeah.
we are looking forward to see you guys the next time on the stream. So everyone who's viewing, let's tune in for the last race in a week or two.
Mm-hmm.
So we
Hopefully,
can.
we'll have some better connections with
Yes.
Yeah.
the TV crew.
Yes,
So
I
that
hope
we.
the radio crew and the TV crew is having a better connection on the Norris ring, because that will be a quite a smaller track.
Mm-hmm.
But I think yes, that would be much easier to broadcast signals to because
Yes.
Yeah.
a 20-kilometer racetrack is quite hard to cover
Needs
all of.
Yeah, it needs a lot of organization to cover it properly. And on this bombshell,
It's time to end. Thanks for watching, everyone, and
thank you,
thanks
everybody.
you, UltimateBMWFAN, for joining, and thanks Norman Vauxhall for cooperating in the stream.
Yep.
Good night,
Thank you,
everyone.
everybody. Thank you to be here,
Awesome.
and good evening, everybody.